Welcome in, Jake West, Director of Team FY and Sports, joined by Tim Tao and RJ Casey. This is the North Georgia Shootaround, our Team FY and Sports high school basketball show. We'll also be covering some wrestling and some other winter fall sports that are going on. RJ, Tim, how's things going with your teams thus far? Let's talk about girls basketball first. RJ, the Dragonettes got a big win last night against Cedartown. How's their season shaking out so far?
Yeah, big win to start region play. Their final year in 4A and in Region 7. Uh, Went down to Cedartown, beat them 62-31. It was close at the half, and then Pickens really turned it on in the second half to close that one out. But the Nets are 4-2 right now. Only losses are to a close game with Fannin early in the season, and then in a game against Calhoun, and Calhoun has proved to be pretty decent, I guess, this year. They've only got one loss, as far as I know, on the year. So that's two good teams to lose to if you're going to lose some games. And starting off region play fairly well last night. They've got Central Carroll coming in to the Dragons Den on Friday night, which should be a good game. Central's got some young girls, but they've got some girls that are pretty talented. So we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, speaking of talented girls, there's a couple girls on Pickens team that's very talented. The Mullins girl, she's playing very good.
Yeah.
Who else? Just kind of shine some spotlight on some of the individual athletes on that team.
They're sisters, right, RJ?
So what?
The Mullins girls they're two sisters, right?
Yeah. One's a senior, one's a sophomore. Carmen's the senior, and Caroline's a sophomore. Both of them are really tall and really good. And you got Bella Hopkins as well. She's only a sophomore. She's making threes and getting into the paint, and you've got, of course, you got Amanda Nelson, a senior, who's a point guard and pretty much the heart of the team. I think she gets in there and she does the dirty work. She gets the rebounds, she gets the steals and everything. And then you've got some young girls contributing, like Madison Powell, who's a starter, and she can knock down a three. And then you got Emma Gleason, who's another one of those scrappy type players that like Nelson is. And Coach Thomas has got a young bench full of girls that just need some more experience, and they get that during region play. It could be another good season for the Nets.
Tim and RJ, let's talk about a team now that both of you have seen. You've seen Gilmer play, both of you guys' teams, Fannin and Pickens. Gilmer, I know Pickens and Fannin both beat the Gilmer girls in the ETC tournament, but RJ, that first game with Pickens was pretty close. I think it was 56-50 or somewhere in there, and the second game was 55-49 or something like that. Gilmer seems like they're just a step or two away from being right there at the top of the pack.
Yeah. When you get those rivalry games, those are always going to be tough and close and full of emotion and stuff. But Gilmer's just, it seems like they're just got to find some things, whether it's offensively or defensively. They just got to click on some things, but they could be right there in their region, especially. But you got to deal with Lumpkin, and Lumpkin's a powerhouse right now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think Gilmer's just one or two players away, and the Callahan girl, she's great, but unfortunately, she can't do it all. Gilmer's got some pieces there, but right now I feel like they're just about one or two players away from being very good, and they may have some guys, some girls that can step up for them. But the Callahan girl's a special player, but she's having to do it all right now.
Yeah, Gilmer's 3-3. The Pickens lost to Pickens, Fannin, and then took Copper Basin to 3 overtimes, beat them 72-66, and then got a win against Southwest, I think, and then lost to Pickens, and then they got a win last night against
Jay, who did you say they took the 3 overtimes?
Copper Basin.
Gilmer's girls?
Yeah, that's what it says on Max Prep. It says 72
that's a lie.
and triple overtime.
That's a lie.
No, I wouldn't think so.
That's a lie.
No disrespect to Copper Basin.
No, none at all. But
no.
Okay, so that was obviously reported wrong. But then they did get win against Southeast, not Southwest. Southeast Whitfield.
Yeah.
And then lost to Pickens. And then last night got back in the win column with a 70-15 win over West Hall. So that's really good for them. And they'll be back at home on Friday against White County, a White County squad that's 1-5. So they should get above 500 this week, only to turn around and play a team that we're about to talk about in Lumpkin County on Tuesday. That is pretty much, I mean, you hate to say it, but Region 7 AAA, I mean, they already own it. They proved it last year, and they've proven it this year. I think they're 5-1 with their one lone loss coming to Buford. And Tim, I think you told me Buford's regarded as one of the top teams in the whole entire state of Georgia, regardless of classification.
Yeah, Buford's ranked really high in 6A. So, I mean, that loss. And that loss, you got to remember, too, Lumpkin was dealing with the coaching change carousel right there.
Yeah, that was that same week.
The coach stepped down. Now he's back. You know, they played that game without him. So, literally like 24 hours after that. So, you know, I mean, I feel like, you know, Lumpkin right now is getting back to where they were before this whole incident they had happened. But Lumpkin County's team, I don't think anybody wants to play right now.
Yeah, they're 5-1. They got a huge win over East Forsyth. I think East Forsyth was 5-1 also heading into this game. They beat them 79-35, and Avery Jones had over 30 points in that game. So, I mean, their roster from top to bottom is pretty stacked. They've got Avery Jones, Lexi Pierce, Mary Molinax, Kate Jackson, just contributors all over the place on that roster. But they have a big game this week coming up against a team from North Carolina that we also cover. They got a big game coming up against Murphy. And Tim, you saw Murphy play last Saturday against your Rebels. What do you think about this game? I mean, it's one of the top games in our area on Saturday. And obviously Fannin has a big one on Saturday too against Union County. But what do you think? You've seen Murphy play, and you know how good Lumpkin is. This should be a really good one.
Yeah, it should be. And if I wasn't have my duties at Fannin County, I would definitely try to attend this game on Saturday. Two number ones. I mean, Murphy. I know North Carolina's you got to play 5 games to be ranked. Blah blah blah. But Murphy's the number 1 team in 1A in North Carolina. There's no that's no secret. And then Lumpkin obviously won in AAA, but obviously my Fannin Rebels went there Murphy Saturday. It was 900 degrees in that gym, and but it was a good time. But the Rebels did not fare well. I shouldn't say fare well, but Murphy got the best of Fannin. But very impressed with the Rogers girl. You know, with all due respect to Richmond, I feel like she could play at a better school. She's one of the best high school basketball players I've seen in a long time, girls wise. Very good ball player, but I think Murphy can present a lot of challenges for Lumpkin County. But Murphy's going to have to play a perfect game. Murphy's going to have to play a perfect game. Really impressed with, I believe it was the Johnson girl I was telling you about, Jake.
Yeah, the freshman.
Yeah, she shot the ball well. Just a freshman, right, for Murphy?
Yeah.
Murphy's got some players, and obviously Coach Gutierrez's record and resume speaks for itself. Murphy's going to keep this close. I do think Lumpkin will probably pull away with the victory in the second half, but do not be surprised if Murphy keeps this closer than the experts think.
Yeah, we were talking about just Lumpkin's roster from top to bottom before you hopped out there for a second. I mean, Coach Dowse, great coach, and he's also got a lot of great players on that roster. With
Jones, Davenport, many others.
Yeah, and they're, I mean, they were 7 AAA champs last year. They went to, I think, were they an Elite Eight team or a Final Four?
They were Final Four.
Final Four team
Final
last
Four,
year.
I believe. Yeah.
And I think that's what. I mean, they're expecting more this year. So if you're not doing anything on Saturday, I definitely would recommend going and watching that game over in Dahlonega. But Tim, you mentioned Fannin County playing Murphy. Tell us about Fannin County. They got a big win last night over Model. Tell us about the Lady Rebels. They're a state runner-ups last year.
Yeah, a big win over Model to open up region play, led by Courtney Davis last night. Courtney kind of had didn't play her best Saturday against Murphy, and she made up for it last night against Model. I think she had 21 points, maybe more. Good start there for the Rebels to open up region play. It was a good bounce back win. I was interested to see how Fannin would respond after, losing their first game of the season, and they responded well. Up tempo, played well. Reagan York had a great game. Becca Ledford played well. Jenna Young had 4 points in the second quarter, played well, played great defense. Ava Queen down low. The Rebels and Ellie Cook off the bench with Riley Reeves and Reagan O'Neill and Jaden Bailey, Macy Hawkins. They all contributed in the game last night, but got a tough one coming up Saturday. Union County. There's no secret. Ava Hunter is one of the best players in the state, and it's going to be interesting to see how the Lady Rebels match up with her. That's going to be a fun matchup. I mean, they are 2 great girls games in this area Saturday. You will not find, 2 ranked matchups like this on a Saturday afternoon in North Georgia, Western North Carolina, maybe ever again on a Saturday during this time frame with 2 top 10 teams in the state with Fannin Union, Lumpkin, and Murphy. But it's going to be fun. Mandy Hunter obviously resuming the head coaching duties at Union. And as well as the AD, she's a great coach. Coach Ron Chastain is building his legacy at Fannin County. So I'm excited for the matchup. Should be a great scene. It's a Hall of Fame night at Fannin County, as Fannin County Sports Hall of Fame is honoring their class of 2022 inductees. And assistant coach Megan Queen is actually going to be inducted and being honored. So it's going to be a big crowd, big night for Fannin on Saturday for a 3 p.m. tip, starting with the girls. It'll be a fun game.
Yeah, you mentioned Ava Hunter. I mean, when she goes off, they win. I mean, she against Cherokee Bluff, 30 points, 17 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks. What a stat line that is. And they won 57-46. And then let's see, let me scroll up here. She had another big night in the win against White County, 22 19 of those points, 19 of those 22 points came in the first half. And then Rebecca Chambers also added 19. Laura Turner had 17. Corinne Hill had 11. And that's a game where Union County outscored White County 23-10 in the fourth quarter to come away with a 75-66 win. So what a big fourth quarter from them. I mean, that's a team that can go on a run, obviously, and come away with a big win. So, I mean, this game is going to be huge, not just for the fact that these are 2 really good ranked teams, but also for the fact there's a little bit of both teams really want to win to prove that Ellie Cook is in the right place or the wrong place. That's going to be that's a fun storyline to follow, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Because Ellie Cook was Panther last year. She was purple last year. Now she's blue this year as a Rebel. And she's added a lot, as you mentioned, to the Fannin County roster.
Yeah, I know we're excited to have her. I do want to mention, though, Courtney Davis had 20 last night. Becca Ledford, I think, had 16. So that's a back-to-back double-digit nights for Becca Ledford, who's really starting to hit her stride here. She had a very good game Saturday against Murphy. And she had a very good game last night against Model. So, that's a player I don't think we talk about enough and get enough credit. With all due respect to Ava Hunter, and she's a great player. Becca Ledford, too, deserves to be one of the mentions, one of the top players in the state in this area. You know, Kyle Sandy left Becca Ledford off of his top North Georgia team, and I think by the end of the season, he may regret that. So, but great players, great coaches, great basketball environment Saturday at Fannin. Same at Lumpkin with Murphy and Lumpkin. It's going to be a special to follow along and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, Becca, she played really good. She played so good against Murphy that when I went to my buddy's house Sunday night to watch, or Monday night to watch Monday Night Football, watch the Patriots play, and that's what they were talking about. They went to the game on Saturday. They were talking about that girl that was the point guard for the Rebels, that was jacked up, looked like she could whoop anybody's butt out there. I mean, that's Becca Ledford, and she poured it on against Murphy, and I would expect if Fannin County's going to win against Union County, she's going to have to play up to her potential for sure.
Reagan York was also in double digits last night for Fannin. So Fannin had 3 players in double digits. So Fannin has three options that can score, put in double digits, and obviously Ellie Cook can light up the scoreboard too, along with a lot of people. So, you know, and Union's got some scores too. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, one thing, Tim. Well, 2 things actually I wanted to talk about in this game. We'll spend more time on this game because it's our game of the week. 2 teams from North Georgia, 2 teams in our coverage area, and they're going to be played on a Saturday at Fannin County. What'd you say? It's Hall of Fame night, so it's going to be big for the Rebels. 2 storylines I wanted to talk about. Who is going to be? It's no secret, Fannin County is a smaller team. Who's going to match up against Ava Hunter, in your opinion, down low?
Well, you'll have Ava Queen, and who is new to the starting rotation after replacing Olivia Sism from last year, and then you'll have Reagan York, and Coach Chastain may put Becca Ledford on her. So I mean, there's several options Coach Chastain may do, and who knows? Obviously, I don't know. I'm not a coach. I'm a fan, but I would be interested to see what we do because she's a great player. She her size presents matchup for any team in the state, not just a team with a shortened stature. She can present matchup problems all over the floor. So Fannin will be ready. And I'm interested to see that too, Jake. I wish I had the answer because I don't know, but I am interested to find out what Coach Chastain does to try to defend her. And also, I want to know what they're going to do to Fannin's guard play, which Murphy, done a pretty good job of with Holden Davis the other night. So we'll see.
Yeah. Another thing I wanted to ask is Fannin. Another thing they've kind of struggled with this year is closing games out in the fourth quarter. We've kind of seen them, though, round out into a much better team that plays a much more full and complete game. I can't remember who it was they played the game before Murphy, where they really stepped on their throat there in the fourth quarter.
North Dakota.
Yeah.
He was ranked in 4A.
Yeah. What have you seen has changed in the Fannin County Rebels? Because they're gonna need to close out this game. I mean, they're playing against a Union County team that went on a 23-10 run in the fourth quarter and got a win against White County. So they're not going to be able to let Union County hang around. But it does seem like they've kind of changed their kind of outlook on going into games, and Coach Chastain has let them keep their foot on the gas as of late.
Jake, I think it comes down to senior leadership. You got girls who are hungry, who still have that bad taste in their mouth from Macon last year. They have put it behind them, but I think it's made them very hungry. You got 3 great seniors in Jenna Young, Becca Ledford, and Reagan York who want nothing more but success for this program. And I think, when you have good senior leadership, like I'm not saying Fannin didn't have good senior leadership last year because they did, but I think you've got girls who have been to the dance, but they haven't won the dance, but they got a taste of the dance, and now they want to get back there. And I think, I think that leadership is helping Fannin right now. And we'll see. They closed the game out yesterday. Had a very good great second half, but a big test coming in Blue Ridge on Saturday.
Yeah, for sure. We'll switch gears. We'll take a break, and then when we come back, we'll switch gears and talk about the boys, because I think Fannin County's boys had a good showing last night, as did Pickens. So we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back here. The North Georgia Shootaround, highlighting all of our North Georgia basketball teams and coaches and athletes. So we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
At Circuit World, we offer a wide selection of major appliances, name brands like Whirlpool, LG, Frigidaire, and more. Looking for furniture? Come by and browse our showroom or check out the Endless Aisle, a touchscreen kiosk with thousands of options. Need electronics, gaming computers, laptops, desktops, tablets? We have it all. OLED or QLED, 4K or high def. We have the selection to get you the TV of your dreams. And don't forget, at Circuit World, your credit is always good. So ask about our convenient payment options and 120 days, same as cash. Come see us today at one of our 5 area locations.
Hey girl, back so soon?
Yeah.
Third time this morning.
Feeling too familiar with the bathroom these days? It's not just you.
Hey girl, look who made it 15 minutes.
At Erlanger Urology, we make it easy to talk about overactive bladder and treatments that work.
Hey girl, you not coming in?
No, I'm good.
Well, okay, I'll be here, because I'm stuck.
Learn more at itsnotjustyou.com. Erlanger Urology.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Welcome back, Jake West, Director of Team F1 Sports, Tim Tao, RJ Casey. This is the North Georgia Shoot-Around. Let's switch gears and talk about boys basketball, guys. RJ, start us off. Tell us how the Pickens Dragons have been doing this year.
Well, they got off to a good start in the ETC Thanksgiving tournament. They beat Copper Basin, and they beat Fannin, which they were lucky to beat Fannin. Tim will tell you they were lucky. Pickens had a big lead in that one and let that one slip. And fortunately for them, they were able to hold on to it and get that win. And then they had a tough loss against North Murray. They'll see North Murray a couple more times during the season. And then had a tough loss against Gilmer again last Saturday, and then last night went down to Cedartown to start region play. They were down 13 at the half. They were down 9 to start the fourth quarter. Came all the way back, took a 1-point lead late in the ball game, but Cedartown was able to make a couple shots late in that one to come away with a 55-52 win. I think if Pickens made a couple more free throws during that game, they probably win that game. They've got some kids that will get theirs, that are going to get their points, like Luke Rogers. Luke's obviously going to get his, being 6'6", 6'7".
He's a great player.
Down in the post. Jaden Stewart is a young kid that's a good 3-point shooter. Plays mainly point guard. And they've just got to have some kids step up. They got some young kids on the roster. They lost a lot of senior leadership last year. They lost 4 starters basically from last year's team, and they're having to have some kids step up that were on JV last year, which is a lot of the case every year for teams. But these kids are young kids, like sophomores and some freshmen, and they're having to step in and play big roles early on in the year. And I think as time goes on, they'll get their roles better fitted, and it'll be better as the season goes on. But right now, they just need some kids to step up and some things to go their way, and we'll see if that happens.
I tell you what, and not taking away from Pickens, but we need to we need to try to find somebody on here to talk Gilmer basketball with us, because their boys team's fun to watch. I know you're probably about to talk about that, Jake, but that just talk about that ETC game with Gilmer and Pickens reminded me, man, that Gilmer team's fun to watch.
Yeah, that was what I was going to talk about. I mean, they're 7-0 wins. They won the ETC tournament. Beat West Hall last night. They've got some really good players on that team. And the Mulkey kid, Banks kid, and Cade Carter, I mean, not just on that team, those are top kids in the area. And after their year last year, to start out 7-0, I don't think anybody expected that. They won 3 games last year. They went 3-14, finished 6-7 AAA. And now they're obviously at the top of that region. And I would say, outside looking in, probably one of the favorites to win that region. So, I mean, we're going to try to have Coach Heiss on next week and highlight some of his kids. But, I mean, you look at 7 AAA, Gilmer 7-0, 1-0 in the region. Lumpkin County's 2-4, which we've talked to Michael, head coach of Lumpkin County. He's got his boys trending in the right direction. So, and then White County's 3-4. I would say Gilmer's toughest test is going to be North Hall, who is 6-1 and undefeated in region play. Also, they will play. Let's see. They'll play at the start of the new year. Gilmer will travel to West Hall and play on January 7th, or North Hall on January 7th. So that'll be a big game, obviously, with huge region implications in that one. But the way Gilmer looks right now, I mean, they're a definite playoff team with the way things are shaking out right now. And haven't seen, is Kyle Sandy put him in any of their rankings yet?
I don't think so, but they got to be on his radar.
Yeah.
I think if they have another good week or two, maybe going into the new year, they'll probably rank him. But I think I wouldn't think anybody would have seen this coming with Gilmer with the way they played last year. Did they get some new kids come in, or did they have all these kids?
I wish I could give you that answer, RJ. I can't.
They just last year, I think they just had a really young team. I mean, the Banks, Carter, and Mulkey, their big three are all seniors now. So I think Tim, you alluded to senior leadership on the Fannin girls team. I think that has a lot to do with how well the Fannin the Gilmer boys are playing.
Yeah, I agree. You've got. I'm looking at the 3A poll right now. Excuse me, I lied. I am not looking at that's a 2A poll. But you're right about senior leadership. I think it's very important when you have a senior team right there. And Coach Heiss is doing a heck of a job. Also, they've got a new coach, Wade Taylor, who's an assistant coach. Wade was the head coach at Maca Christian Academy, and had some good runs there with those boys. They've got some good coaches on that staff, and you have good coaches, good senior leadership that buys into what you're trying to do. You could have a good recipe for success.
Yeah. If you are you pulling up the?
Well, I'm on Sandy's Twitter, and I was looking at his media pictures, and it only went to 2A. Now I'm scrolling through trying to find his guy's post. He retweets everybody, and he's got like 1,000 tweets a day, so it's taking a while to scroll through the 3A. But I'm getting there.
I got you. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we're going to try to have Coach Heiss on so he can highlight his team on our show next week. But you can't say enough about this Gilmer team and how well they're playing. I mean, 7-0 is doesn't matter who you're playing. You got to play the team in front of you, and we'll see if they're able. We'll see if they're able to keep it up because there's some really good basketball being played.
He doesn't have them ranked yet. I just saw, but I guess if they keep it going, he'll probably have no choice because right now his number 10 team is Monroe area at 1-1. So
yeah. Sandy Creek's number 1 in 3A, 5-0. Lafayette, a team kind of in North Georgia's 2-0, ranked 4th, and I've heard some great things from Lafayette. They've got a good ball club over there. GAC's ranked 8th, and Monroe area just 10th. Just some notable teams in that poll. So you got to think Gilmer. Another 2 good weeks right here. If they're undefeated, they may crack the poll.
Yeah, I think so. And one other big game for them, I think, is going to be coming up on next Tuesday, December 14th. They play Lumpkin County away in Dahlonega. And Lumpkin County, another team in our coverage area, coming off a big win last night against East Forsyth. Lumpkin County, Coach Parker has them trending in the right direction. I mean, they're getting contributions from all over the place. They've got the young Faulkner kid who's just a freshman. He's averaging double digits. Harris kid, I think he had 13 points, 5 rebounds last night. And then the Cox kid last night, listen to this stat line, 7 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and also 3 charges taken. So, I mean,
I like the charges taken.
Dinner. When I was helping out with the boys basketball team when I was in school, Coach Harold Colberth was the head coach, and if a player had taken 3 charges in a game, he owed him a steak dinner.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good trade-off there because
he should get a steak dinner from his coach.
Yeah, if you stand in there and take 3 charges, that shows a lot of gumption about you. And the Faulkner kid, in the loss to Union, who we'll talk about, had 20.6 assists and 3 rebounds. I mean, from a freshman, that's a good showing. You don't see, especially in boys basketball, I don't think you see freshmen contribute right away to their varsity team. And this Faulkner kid, I mean,
not unless you're special.
But if you've been around North Georgia, you know the Faulkner name, and you know this kid. He's a special athlete. He's great on the football field too. He's played quarterback in the past. I know on good Lumpkin County middle school teams. But he's an athlete, and he can be the next big special athlete in Lumpkin County for sure. He's a great player.
Yeah, and just that's a good segue to talk about our next team in Union County. Union County got a good win against Lumpkin County right at the buzzer. I think it was 55-53 earlier in the week, and then Union County obviously last Friday lost to White County in a game that wasn't very close. But then they got another big win away at Habersham Central, 65-61. Union County boys sitting at 3-5 after they didn't get – I don't think they won a game last year.
That's 3 good wins too. That's over some good programs. Coach Garrett does a great job there. I know Coach Anthony Payne's one of the assistant coaches, a Fannin County graduate, so it's going to be kind of – Anthony will be coming home on Saturday. Anthony played on that good 2007 Fannin County team, which was the only boys team to make the state playoffs. Very good coaching staff at Union County. They've got the Lake Hughes kid's a good player. They've got a good freshman, Ellis, who has been putting up some points.
Yeah, Jude Ellis, I think is his name.
Yeah, I've seen him put in work at the Fannin County Rec Center too. I mean, that kid just loves to shoot the basketball and is very good at it. Union County, bright future, and they're it's going to be a big game Saturday. It's going to be a good boys game Saturday, fan. I think the girls game and the boys games are going to be very fun to watch.
Yeah, for sure. Tell us about the Fannin County boys. I mean, I think when you talk about Union and Fannin, both their boys programs kind of look down upon, but both their boys programs are having maybe not the best years, but good years in terms of basketball in kind of in our area.
Yeah, look, it's no secret. Fannin County boys haven't been they've not had a lot of success. Coach Richardson's going to get success. He's a great coach. He's relentless. And they almost upset the number one team in the region last night in the model. Chasing Ethington had 20 plus. The transfer, he's been what a great player he's been for Fannin. It's really helped them start off the season. But the future for Fannin County boys basketball is just doing nothing but trending up. It just keeps trending up, and we've got some great middle school teams too. And the JV program's very good. They got a big win. The JV program got a win over Murphy Saturday, but it's trending up. And Coach Richardson, I know a lot of people are wanting, have often wondered, when is good things going to happen to the Fannin County boys program? It's happening right now. These guys are playing. They've been in every game. They have been in every game. They're young. They're relentless. Jordan Bennett, Landon Norton, seniors along with Caleb Green. But it's going to be a fun boys game. Two good coaches. I'm telling you, and you won't find a better dress coach than Coach Richardson. I promise you that. He always with a suit and tie. So this is what Coach Richardson does. So he'll have the suit on usually the whole first half, okay, and then he'll go into halftime. He'll hang his suit jacket up, but he'll come out still, dressed good. But the coat usually doesn't come off until halftime. But if the coat does come off before halftime, somebody messed up or a referee made him really mad. But I love Coach Richardson. He's a great guy, and he is really turning our basketball program around. And the boys, one win right now in the season, but they've been in every game, and they've had a chance to win every game. And I really expect the Union County game Saturday to be a fun one. And it could go either way. I like my Rebels then to win it. I really do.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a great game. Union County and Fannin County, like you said, both teams kind of trending up. So it'll be a fun one to watch for sure. Will it be on Fannin Rebel TV?
Yeah, it will be. Yes.
Well, I got something to do on Saturday.
Yeah. Even if you can't make it, you can watch it on Fannin Rebel TV. Guys, I want to take another quick break, and when we come back, we'll quickly talk about some people that we think should be on our Area Player of the Year watch list. I know there's a lot of kids that we want to highlight individually. Tim, I know you've got some kids on Fannin County that you want to shout out. And RJ, I know the Rodgers kid and some of the others for Pickens that you want to talk about. So let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
At Circuit World, we offer a wide selection of major appliances, name brands like Whirlpool, LG, Frigidaire, and more. Looking for furniture? Come by and browse our showroom or check out the endless aisle, a touchscreen kiosk with thousands of options. Need electronics, gaming computers, laptops, desktops, tablets? We have it all. OLED or QLED, 4K or high def. We have the selection to get you the TV of your dreams. And don't forget, at Circuit World, your credit is always good. So ask about our convenient payment options and 120 days, same as cash. Come see us today at one of our 5 area locations.
Hey girl, back so soon?
Yeah.
Third time this morning.
Feeling too familiar with the bathroom these days? It's not just you.
Hey girl, look who made it 15 minutes.
At Erlanger Urology, we make it easy to talk about overactive bladder and treatments that work.
Hey, girl, you not coming in?
No, I'm good.
Well, okay. I'll be here because I'm stuck.
Learn more at itsnotjustyou.com. Erlanger Urology.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Welcome back to the North Georgia Shootaround. Jake West, Tim Tao, and RJ Casey. Guys, just quickly tell me who you think should be on our watch list for the end of year Player of the Year award. Tim, I know Chase Ethington's probably somebody you're going to bring up.
Yeah, kids. I think he's probably averaging about 18 points a game. I think he's dropped 23 times. He has been a pleasant surprise for the Fannin County Rebels. So it's been fun to watch him. Just for Fan, I think you can't count out Landon Norton and what he means to the program too, and Jordan Bennett, the 2 seniors there, Ethington Jr. But that would be mine for Fan, and I know this kid's just a freshman dang for Union County, but this Ellis kid's been putting up some numbers. I think we might want to put him on the watch list.
Yeah.
Obviously Lake Hughes, but there's those guys have been putting up some numbers.
Yeah, Hughes had 27 and 9 last night against Habersham Central. Ellis had 21 and 5, and both of them hit 5 threes. So that's going to be something that Fannin County is going to have to watch out for. Union County can shoot the lights out, so that'll be something definitely to watch out for on Saturday. Yeah, definitely. It's weird to say that there's freshmen on the Player of the Year watch list, but Jude Ellis should be on there, as well as Cal Faulkner, who we already talked about from Lumpkin County. 2 kids that really contribute a lot to their team and could make a case for leading scorer at the end of the year on their team. But I think if we're talking about Union County, I mean, Lake Hughes in the game against Lumpkin, he had 20. We mentioned last night he had 28. But in the game against Cherokee Bluff, Jude Ellis had 19. So I mean, I think you could go either way. Lake Hughes may be averaging 20 points a game, though, because he had 19 against Raven Gap. And I think he had 10 against Habersham Central in the first time they played. So fun teams to watch. I think Luke Rogers is another name we want to add to that list, right, RJ?
Yeah, Luke's about as good enough to get you double a night, average double a night. He'll get you 3-4 blocks a game. And I know we were talking about charges earlier. He'll take 2-3 charges a game too. He's not afraid to get that big body banged into. He'll be a name to watch. I want to keep an eye out for Jaden Stewart. Jaden Stewart.
You might want to keep an eye on that cat behind you too.
Yeah, she's plotting something. But keep an eye out for Jaden Stewart. He'll be a name to watch. He's a kid that can fill it up from 3, as well as get into the paint. So those are 2 names for the boys' side that can be on the watch list.
Yeah, Cade Carter from Lumpkin, obviously, he's like 6'7", big guy down low that can score.
Ethan Banks too is a guy you got to talk about when you're talking about the Gilmer Player of the Year too. He's a great player.
Yeah, definitely.
And Mark Tyson and Morky do that. They've got players all over the court, man.
Yeah. They're a fun team to watch for sure, and it's going to be interesting to see once they get into region play how well things shake out for them. But just quickly before we go, obviously there's the Mullins sister from Pickens, and there's the Becca Ledford from Fannin County, who's somebody that doesn't get a lot of love on the girls' side that we might want to watch out for, that could sneak into the conversation for Player of the Year on the girls' side.
I think you always talk about Becca Ledford and Courtney Davis for Fannin. A senior leader who doesn't get a lot of recognition is Reagan York. for Fannin County. You know, a girl who has been with the program all 4 years, a leader. She's a leader. You know, she had. I remember the playoff game against Lovett last year, where like she hit like 4 threes in a row, and like literally the roof came off the building at the Fannin County High School new gym. You know, Reagan is just a leader, and I think you know she's somebody that, and she plays good defense too, and she can play any position on defense too. So that's a player to watch out. Obviously, you got Becca Ledford, Courtney Davis for Fannin, but don't count out Reagan York too. Is a great player.
Can we get that thing named, Tim, that gym, so we don't have to call it Fannin County New Gym?
It needs to be Johnny Farmer Gym. That's what it does. But maybe that'll get done.
We finally got our court named Roy Cowart Court this year, so the newer gym at the Pickens High School finally has a court name. So
the thing about the Fannin County new gym, it's about 11, 12 years old now. I mean, it's almost not even new.
That new gym at Pickens was opened up the year after I graduated. So it's I don't know.
We always run a little behind in North Georgia and Western North Carolina, but we'll get there eventually.
Hey, can we get some Aaron Murphy's gym?
No. Coach Carroll does that on purpose. He wants to sweat he makes his girls practice in the heat so that he can sweat the other team out. So
I'm still burning up from Saturday night.
Yeah, that's the most uncomfortable place. I told him he might make a little more money if he turned the air on, because that's the most uncomfortable place to watch a basketball game at. But RJ, quickly, somebody from the girls' side of Pickens that could sneak into the Player of the Year conversation.
Yeah, obviously on the list early was Amanda Nelson, and you talk about the Mullins sisters, Carmen and Caroline, but I want to keep an eye out for Bella Hopkins, the sophomore guard, 5'7".
She can play
5'7". She's a girl that can light it up from three. She can get into the paint. She can play defense. She's a really good player. She's going to be a player for the Nets for the next couple of years, as well as Caroline Mullins. But Bella Hopkins is a girl to watch.
All right, guys. I think that's going to do it for us. Appreciate you watching. We'll be back next week. Hopefully we'll have a lot more coverage from a lot more teams. But appreciate you, Tim. Appreciate you, RJ, for coming on. Stay with us on Team FYN Sports on Twitter and everything. We'll have you updated with Saturday's games and the rest of the games throughout the weeks. But appreciate you watching. This is the
Saturday. You got
Saturday.
You got two great venues hosting some great games.
Yeah,
Murphy and Lumpkin Union at Phantom.
No reason not to watch a game on Saturday, but appreciate everybody tuning in. This has been the North Georgia Shootaround presented by Team FYN Sports.